Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Poland Daily Travel. Boy, we got a good show for you. The sun is shining, and we will be going over to Praga, the district of Warsaw, which is on the eastern bank of the Vistula River. We're going to start out, though, on the Holy Cross Bridge. From there to the west, you can see the spires of the gleaming new Warsaw. All those skyscrapers, very impressive. You can also see the old town to the north and the west. And on the east, of course, old Praga. Praga exists pretty much as it has for many centuries. It was not much destroyed during World War II, and now it's a popular bohemian hangout. We're going to take you for a walk right through the center of the main part of Praga. Action starts at St. Florian's Church. We'll see a milk bar and the 5 musicians statue, and hear a very famous song, A Dream of Warsaw it's called. And it's one of my favorites. We'll stop off at the Praha Cinema. Then we'll go to the market in Praga, the largest market in Warsaw today. The old school outdoor market hasn't changed much in 30 years. So come and have a look at alternative Warsaw. It's called Praga, and it's lots of fun. This is eye candy you'll happily digest. So come along. The next few episodes, we're on the eastern bank of the Vistula in Warsaw, in Praga district. Poland Daily Travel, the best travel about Poland you've ever seen. So it occurred to me, as we were leaving the milk bar, that we didn't talk about the statue, which is behind us over there. Yeah? We're being heckled, by the way.
Yes.
Being heckled by
history.
It's good. Heckled by it's good to know that in all towns you can go to, there will be vagrants around to annoy
actors.
you. They'll be
Theatrical
around to annoy
actors.
you. You don't have to. Anyway, I feel sorry for the guy, but this is obviously his sport. So as we're walking down, what's the story of this fellow in the statue?
So it's Father Skorupko, a young priest that was engaged in the army. Remember, Poland regained its independence in 1918, but shortly after, the Bolshevik Russia decided to invade Europe and to spark the revolution around the world.
They said they were going to run right over to the English Channel.
Yes, on the body of Poland. And so Poland was only 2 years old when this gigantic war started between the young Polish army and the Soviet army, which they were around 2 million marching on, and hundreds of thousands marching on Warsaw. And the Polish army tried to stop them just on the other side of Praga.
On the other side of the Wisła, further. What was
further.
Radzymin, yeah?
In Radzymin, yes. I think it was in Radzymin that Father Skorupko. That was the most, let's say, the most hard-fought battles of that war were at Radzymin, and the Polish army was bleeding severely. And at some point, they lacked morals. This young priest stood up, took the cross, raised it, and said something like, "Who believes in God in Poland, march behind me." And he led a counterattack, which repulsed the Russians, the Soviets, to be correct. And he died during that fight. He was only like 27, so he's a martyr, a very known figure in Polish history, and I think it was worth mentioning him since we're on this square in Praga.
Uprising Square, and
yes.
Radzymin's about 25 kilometers to
the
east.
To the east, yes.
Due east, isn't it?
Yes.
It's on the road to Białystok or something.
Yes,
isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
So, but it's worth mentioning that this 1920-21 Polish-Soviet War, as it's often called.
Yes.
The operative result of that conflict is that Poland stopped the Bolshevik invasion of Western Europe.
Yes.
Because Germany was on its knees.
Yes.
Hyperinflation.
The Spartacus Revolution,
the Communist Revolution.
Yes.
At the same time that Hitler was just beginning to go with his thing.
Yes.
So it was really a time of extremism and revolution. And here's Poland. But it's not the first time Poland did this, because there was also the Battle of Vienna.
Vienna, yes,
What year was
exactly.
that? You know.
It was
forgot.
1683.
1683. Jan
September.
Sobieski.
Yes, and it was 9/11 comes from that doesn't come from nowhere. By the way, they chose that date because it reminded it was a kind of a revenge for Vienna.
That's
symbolically.
you're talking about the 9/11
Yes, in
Islamic
America.
attack
Yes.
was a revenge for the
yes,
Battle
yes.
of
Some people
Vienna.
argue they chose that
Yeah.
date, September 11, because that's when the Battle of Vienna started.
Well, also interesting that the panic number in the United States is 911. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess everybody knows that now, but I'm always
The
fascinated
numbers
by that.
are mythical in a lot of cultures.
Well, numerology. Certainly,
Yes.
Jung talks about. Carl Jung
Yes.
talks about numerology, and that numbers do have a certain magic
Yes.
because the universe is very
Like the number 7.
organized on a mathematical scale. So the numbers really do matter. As I had a conversation with somebody on the show recently about on my talk show,
Yeah,
about
so I remember
artificial
very
intelligence.
good conversation, by the
so-
way.
Yeah, you were in the studio.
Yes,
it
that
was
is correct.
fascinating. So numbers are very important. That's what pure mathematics teaches you, that there's actually some kind of really coherent logic in that.
Yeah.
But not an accident, as you said, the 9/11 date for the victory of Poland over the
Yes.
Ottoman Empire in 1683 in Vienna. Then we have the miracle on the Vistula,
Which is
what
yes.
we just talked about.
Yes.
And Mr. Skrupko, or Reverend Skrupko, or Father Skrupko
Father
was
yes.
involved in that,
Yes.
in a very important role. So we're walking out of the streets where he would have walked. And also, it's worth knowing that when you're on this side of the river back then, the river was a great boundary for
Of course,
for the
many
army.
centuries, for many
Yeah.
centuries.
Because you couldn't cross that river. So you could get to Praga, you could be here, but how would you get across the river? You couldn't.
Yes.
Without a bridge. As you said in an earlier, when we were standing on the bridge in an earlier episode,
Yes.
you were talking about the pontoon bridge that they put
Yes,
across.
yes, yes.
I love this stuff. I think it's fascinating that we're walking down these streets where so much history has happened, and we're actually in this traditionally Russian controlled part of Warsaw, and this is where the Russians stopped
By the
in World War II while the Warsaw Uprising was going on. August 1st, the start,
Yes, 1944.
1944.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
one little
It's
thing, you know,
incredible.
for
Look
some.
at this old street. They would have had the carts on here and everything. Anyway, go ahead. What?
Sorry. For some historians, by the way, and geopolitics, people that are working in geopolitical fields, they say the Vistula River is actually one of the considered frontiers of Western Europe.
Wow.
It's in terms of, geopolitics, and it's probably correct because a lot of Poles are saying that this is the Russian side of Poland.
Yeah,
and
that's what, I guess I was thinking
you
that.
heard it many times,
Well, I
people
don't know if
jokingly saying it.
Did they say it?
Yeah,
Because
they say it.
I just thought I was it kind of seemed to make sense, but perhaps I've heard it and it was
I mean, the
planted.
Vistula is just
It was
super.
planted in my subconscious memory. We're still being heckled. It's time to stop this episode. We are being heckled. A man is saying, "You're in Poland.
Not
You
in
need to-
Israel."
You need to speak in Polish, but we can't because the whole purpose of our program
He's just trying to help.
is to speak in English.
No, he's very helpful. He's been very helpful,
He's
right?
a very nice man. Yeah.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I can't use any of my anti-heckler stuff on him. Oh, he's telling us the car is coming.
Yeah. He's very nice.
Dziękuję panu. Dziękuję.
Thanks.
And Poland Daily Travel. Stay with us.